Bazaar here again, and welcome to another episode of The City. I've just sampled Greater Dandenong's free city shuttle, but more about that later. Also on tonight's show, we spend a few days with the city's litter prevention team. It's an eye-opener. We take a look at the upcoming events in our city, and did you know you can swim with sharks in Dandenong? And guess who got the gig? But first, we check out the Little India Cultural Tour, which has proved hugely successful in recent years. Nicole Broodster went along to see for herself.
Hi, it's Nicole here in sunny Dandenong, about to go on Little India's cultural tour. Our tour guide Vicky outlines the concept of the tour.
The Little India Cultural Tour happens in Foster Street, Dandenong. It's a really vibrant and exciting area full of Indian traders and shops. On the tour we cover the traditions of an Indian wedding. We also cover grocery items and the spices that we use in Indian cooking and Ayurvedic products. We visit a Punjab sweet shop and have some sweets and a mango lassi, and we also go to a Bollywood store and learn all about Bollywood videos and DVDs, and then of course we finish with a traditional Indian banquet.
Our night commences at Rahan Fashions, where our host Shahid explains the tradition of Indian weddings and the role of the various garments in Indian culture.
And then this is a lehenga. If we call it wedding lehenga, or in English, in Hindi language, we call it lehenga, and it is a wedding skirt and a top. This one actually is a skirt, top and a shop.
And Shahid knows his stuff. The shop is packed with magnificent saris, dresses, robes, shoes and attire of the finest quality, most of it handmade. Shahid was from Rahan Fashions.
I had started this business in 1994. There was no other Indian shop in whole of Victoria before. When I came in, I lost my job as an architect during the recession, and that's how I started my business here. And then since it was a unique shop, people from all over Melbourne used to come here, and it became very popular within a matter of few months. And then the Dandenong Council realized this one, and then they promoted this area more by in print media, in electronic media, as well as by having cultural tours. They started this cultural tours, I think around 2007 or something like that. Right. So it has been going long, and then I normally inform the visitors from all over Melbourne here about the Indian weddings.
Shahid is informative and very entertaining.
In Hindu religion there are caste systems. Some people of a higher caste, and then there are some of them are lower caste. The jewelry plays a very important part in Indian wedding. What you see is not a gold jewelry. This is a special Indian shoes. So now there is a little quiz. So I just want to know which one is right or left in this one. Can anyone do that?
The answer, of course, is that there is no left or right.
It's also hand embroidery, and it's in a raw silk.
This bridal garment has been hand-stitched, and would you believe it, by a man. Group members are invited to try on a sari. I couldn't pass up that offer. The sari is light and comfortable and circulates the air to keep you cool. Do you know there are 24 ways to wear a sari? And Shahid tells us the only thing you can't do in a sari is to play basketball. Our next stop is Punjab Sweet Shop in Mason Street. If you've got a sweet tooth, this is your kind of shop. A huge selection of sweets and delicacies awaits the group here. Needless to say, it was a very popular stop. But then it was off to our next port of call, the India Bazaar grocery store. This is the ultimate Indian grocery experience with just about everything you could want to eat, drink or cook with. Tour guide Vicky and proprietor Harry explain some of the more unique products.
You have a look at the colour, and if you just want to smell them and just see the difference about the freshness of the cardamom. These are one of my favourite spices. You can just pop them on a cutting board and use the flat of your knife and press down, and they'll open. There's some little black seeds in them. So I scoop up the pod and the seeds, about a dozen of them, pop them in the teapot and just let the water seep over them and the flavour infuse in the water. And then after about 3 minutes you can add a tea bag or some fresh tea, and you have a beautiful cardamom infused tea.
Harry, maybe you could tell us a bit about the foods in this store.
Yes, we sell all Indian and Asian groceries, nuts, and all sweets, rice, flowers. Some from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and some from local Australian made. And that's our shops. They about very old shop in mostly the same time they have no any grocery shop, Indian grocery shop in Victoria.
I find the whole evening most interesting. I've been living in Dandenong for more than 35 years, and I would have never experienced Little India as decent. Most interesting.
We're on the move again. This time we're off to Bollywood. Or to be exact, Bubba's Home Entertainment.
Bubba's is owned by Bubba, and he's a Fijian Indian, and tonight we're going to learn a little bit about Bollywood movies and the masala mix about the movies. So this is one of the biggest Bollywood movie stores in the whole of Victoria. People come from all around to come here. The DVDs are all the latest release. The CDs are also available. So everyone loves coming to Bubba's. It's a really interesting and exciting part of the tour. It's a really vibrant shop. We love the masala. We love the different genres in the movies.
They even have Boogie Woogie, ultimate dancing show. Could be fun. Let's hope everyone's hungry, because now it's off to Amritsuru Sweets Cafe for some classic Indian cuisine. Yes, they were hungry, but not for long. Scrumptious classic Indian dishes soon filled the spot. But there was so much of it. Lamb, beef, chicken, rice, naan bread. Oh, beautiful. Lucky cameraman Michael was on hand to help out. It was a great finish to a great night. But let's leave the final say to our group. For details of 2012 tours, just go to www.greaterdandenong.com.
Keeping our streets clean isn't easy, and it can be costly, as Belinda Malham reports.
The illegal dumping of rubbish is a problem in every municipality, and the City of Greater Dandenong is no exception. We recently spent a few days with our city's local laws officers as they work to keep our streets, footpaths and parks safe and clean. I'm here at Vinnie's in Springvale, and this is a typical Monday morning. Not only do these illegal dumpings cost the city's ratepayers a significant amount each year, but charities are also hard hit. Come rain or shine, every Monday morning, the volunteer staff at St Vincent de Paul's premises in Springvale Road are met with a pile of other people's rubbish. Local laws officer Anthony Davis explains the extent of the problem.
Only 10% of what's left here can be used by St Vincent's. The rest of it needs to go to the tip. These clothes may have been left in bags, but what happens is that people come along, rip open the bags, throw the clothes about. Once it rains or dew gets on them, they're no longer sellable, and St Vincent's need to dispose of them, which at a cost, of course. It's illegal for St Vincent's and other charity organisations to resell electrical items. As you can see, this one is broken anyway and is not resellable. So St Vincent's can't sell TVs or any other electrical appliance.
And at the rear of the building, more rubbish, most of it unusable. Now Anthony, this is obviously a huge waste of resources.
Yes, it is. It takes for St Vinny's staff about 2 hours to clean this up every Monday morning.
And obviously at a huge cost?
Yes, it costs St Vinny's about $60,000 a year to clear away this rubbish. They go to the tip twice a week, and they empty their skip bins 3 times a week, and most of what you'll see behind me will end up at the tip. Some of the items that are left are disgraceful. Cooking pots with food in them, electrical goods that are broken and can't be resold, soiled mattresses. It's a dreadful situation.
Terrible.
Of course, there's also the safety factor. The footpath gets blocked, and also piles like this could fall down on children and injure them.
And some times of the year is worse than others?
Yes, Easter time, long weekends, where the shop is closed for longer periods of time, the rubbish that's left is far worse.
So what is the council message to the community?
The message is that we would like people to come and donate, but they need to donate during business hours, and they need to donate goods that can be reused. So dirty items, broken items are no good, and they will go straight to the tip.
So this is against the law?
Yes, it is. St Vincent's do have closed circuit TV cameras. They are checked on a regular basis, and from that we have actually issued fines. It's a $244 on-the-spot fine, and council will pursue vigorously.
Anthony's next call leads us to the dead end of a major road. Cul-de-sacs such as this are also favourites of the illegal rubbish dumpers. So Anthony, we're at another dumping site, but this one's a bit different?
Yes, it is, Belinda. This one has got cement sheeting in it. Now that could be asbestos. So what needs to happen now is we'll get a technician down to test it. If it's not asbestos, it'll get cleaned up just by our contractors at ratepayers' expense, unfortunately. If it is asbestos, then it will need to be cleaned up using specialist contractors at a higher cost, unfortunately. More than likely a vehicle was used to help dump this rubbish. Under the Environment Protection Act, if we get a registration number, the owner of the vehicle is held responsible for the dumping, and heavy penalties apply. Council can issue on-the-spot fines of $244, or much heavier penalties can be applied by a magistrate's court. Unfortunately, isolated areas such where we are now at the bottom of Chandler Road are very attractive to dumpers because they're isolated. It's dark, often it occurs under the cover of darkness and on the weekends. It was actually at this location a few weeks ago that 6 240-litre drums of oil were dumped and needed to be disposed of by council at a large cost. So if anyone does see anyone dumping rubbish, if they can just grab a registration number for us and report it to council, and we'll take it from there.
And it's not unusual for a truckload of green rubbish to be dumped overnight in the middle of a residential area, such as this load dumped in Lindale. A few days later, we tagged along with local laws officer Rebecca Laredo to some more dubious rubbish dumps. But is this one illegal?
This morning we're down in Noble Park. We've received some complaints regarding dumped rubbish. As the litter prevention officer, I come and attend, investigate and see if I can find out who the rubbish has been dumped by and get them to clean it up so council isn't responsible for cleaning up the rubbish. So the complaint here in Noble Park this morning is for the rubbish that is behind me, and so now I'm going to start my investigation to see who has put the rubbish there, if they've booked in a hard waste collection, and when the collection is. If not, we'll try and get the owners or the tenants to remove the refuse. So the first thing I'm going to do is check on my computer whether a collection has been booked.
It doesn't take Rebecca long to get the information she needs.
I've done a search on the computer and the rubbish has been booked in for a collection, but the collection isn't for 2 weeks. So I now need to contact the person who's made the collection and let them know that they need to bring their rubbish back onto private property until the date of their collection. At the moment, the rubbish is there illegally, so I will be putting some illegal dump stickers on the rubbish to let people know that council are investigating the matter and that we'll get it resolved as soon as possible. So I'm just going to make a phone call to the person who has booked in the collection. If rubbish isn't yours, you can give me a call back on this number and I'll organise for that to be removed, because I'm sure people have added to your collection. So I have just spoken with the person who has booked in the collection. As it's not for 2 weeks, I've explained to her that she can't be placing her rubbish out 2 weeks early. The problem being is that then people start going through it and it spreads out onto the road. Not only that, is people come and add to her collection and then all of the rubbish won't be removed. She's since moved out of the property, but she's advised she will come down today and put the rubbish all back onto her private property. When her collection's happened, the rubbish will then be collected from her private property. I've informed her I'm just going to put some of the legal dump stickers on the rubbish, just so it lets the community know that we have attended and we are investigating and we'll get the matter resolved as soon as possible.
Busy Westall Road is our next call, where another load of rubbish has been left in the front of a vacant lot.
Now down in Springvale, where we've received a complaint about dumped rubbish outside a vacant block of land. I've spoken with some neighbours who have confirmed that the rubbish has been dumped overnight. There's quite a bit of rubbish, there's different things, so I'll investigate, see if we can find any evidence. Failure to find any evidence, it will be a burden of council that will have to, wear the costs of removing the refuse. So I'll put some stickers on it again to let people know that we're investigating. And if we can find any evidence, we'll try and trace that back, but at this stage it doesn't look like there's any evidence there. This is very common where it occurs outside a vacant block of land because people know that there's nobody living there. They can pull up at night time and they dump the rubbish. What they are sometimes unaware of is that there are neighbours that are vigilant, that are out there watching, and if they do get a rego details and hand them into council, we can then still follow it up.
But this time, Rebecca has no luck in identifying the culprit.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to find any evidence in this dump, so we will now pass it over to our council depot, who will clean it up as soon as possible to avoid any further dumpings on top of the rubbish that's already been dumped.
Mattresses are costly to take to the tip, so it's not uncommon for these to be dumped illegally, like these in Springvale.
It's outside a community reserve where they grow some veggies on council land, and the problem here is that there's been dumped rubbish. So there's 4 mattresses and some cushions. So it may have only started as one mattress, but people drive by, see that there's mattresses and go back and dump. Again, it's not the right thing to do. If you are caught or if someone does see you do it and hands in your rego details or see which property you come from and hands it into council, you may be prosecuted. So now I'm just going to go and place some more stickers on it to let people know that we are investigating and that we'll get the rubbish removed as soon as possible. If you are prosecuted in the Magistrates Court, the maximum penalty for littering or dumping rubbish is $4,760. So while it might seem okay just to dump 1 mattress or 2 mattresses, if you are caught, these are the penalties that you are facing.
But it's not just the mattresses that will cost you dearly if you dispose of them illegally.
Whilst I was driving to our next location, a car in front of me did flick out a burning lit cigarette butt out of his window. So we will now return to the office, request for Vic Roads for his details, and issue a fine to the registered owner of the vehicle. It is an offence to flick any cigarettes out the window, whether it's a burning lit cigarette butt or just the actual butt once you finished the cigarette. So the fine is $244 for a burning cigarette but these dropped out onto a roadway, so that's already a prosecution for council, and we are always on the lookout for people doing the wrong thing, so you always need to be vigilant.
Our thanks to Anthony and Rebecca for sharing a typical day with us in the constant war against litter in our city.
Did you know that you can travel around central Dandenong for free on the free City Shuttle? Well, you can, as Leanne McCready explains.
The Free City Shuttle runs around central Dandenong, right here in Dandenong. It's a great way to get around our very large shopping precinct. We get people that come in from outside the area, they catch the train, they can pick up the Free City Shuttle down at the Dandenong station, and we can go around and get on and off as you please. Over the years we've had up to 60,000 people utilise this service, which is fantastic, and it's a great way to get around if you've got lots of shopping, especially on Tuesday, Friday and Saturday with the Dandenong market. So you can stock up on all your fresh produce and hop on and off as you please around central Dandenong. So it's a great way to get around, and even if you just want to come and have a look at what Greater Dandenong or Central Dandenong has on offer. The Free City Shuttle runs from 9:15 in the morning right through to 5:15, and it does a half-hour loop around Central Dandenong. Come in and have a great shopping experience in some of our cultural precincts. Come out and catch the bus and get around the city. The Free City Shuttle runs 6 days a week. For more information or further details, check out our website, which is www.greaterdandenong.com.
You guys not coming?
When tourists arrive in Victoria and check out books like this for attractions of note, City of Greater Dandenong always features prominently, such as the Little India cultural tour we featured earlier on in the show. But often, those who live in our city are unaware of some of the great things we have on our own doorstep. For instance, did you know that there are sharks in Dandenong and you can swim with them? If you're game enough.
Yes, Amanda and I were game enough. but the idea of swimming with sharks and stingrays was pretty daunting. As we checked out Dandenong's newest tourist attraction. This must be a great place for Dandenong. You can't swim with sharks anywhere else near here.
No, you certainly can't. This is the only facility of its type in this state and the second facility of its type in the world. The centre opened on the 2nd of December. We invite people to come in and meet our sharks and rays. We've got over 400 sharks and rays here.
So do we get to jump in and have a play with them?
You can get into waders, they slip on over your clothes and keep you nice and dry, or we can get into a wetsuit. So it's entirely up to you girls what you want to hop into today.
Getting into these waders isn't as easy as it looks.
Let's go get into the water. I don't know. We're going to go and meet Gizmo.
So it's into the pool with the rays. Whoa, watch out, here he comes. It's okay, he's friendly. You can feed the rays with a bit of fish on a stick and the kids will love it. And you don't have to worry about bringing your own food, it's all supplied here. So now we leave the rays and it's over to the sharks. I wasn't scared, but I don't know about Amanda.
Perhaps he's not hungry, perhaps we should go.
This fella's 3.2 metres. That's plenty of shark. He feels like sandpaper. I wonder what he eats.
Well, they usually eat reef fish, cuttlefish, squid. They usually go up to rock crevices and they actually suck their food out.
The centre has a huge range of sharks and rays, with plenty of information on hand. It's a great experience. I know I'd do it again. Thanks, Shane, for letting us come out here today and swim with the sharks and the rays. But how do we find out more?
If people want to find out more, they can go on our website, which is ozsharkandray.com.au. Coming up this Sunday in Springvale, it's the Lunar New Year Festival. Fun for all the family. Tom Ewan has the good oil.
Hi everyone, don't forget to come to the Sunday 22nd of January 2012, the 2012 Springvale Lunar New Year Festival, where we have non-stop performance for all day, food store, general store and games and rides. And we're expecting to have 90,000 people throughout the day, so we will have a very good family day out for everyone. From 9 o'clock to 10 p.m. At night time. On the 22nd of January, the 2012 Springvale Lunar New Year Festival. We will see you there.
And of course, next Thursday is Australia Day. Just in case you missed out last week's show, here's a reminder of what our city has in store.
We've got quite a lot happening in the city, so part of which council organises themselves, and there's a lot that's happening with the community as well. You can start at 7:30 in the morning with a community walk down at the Springers Leisure Centre. That finishes with a free breakfast that's provided by the Keysborough and Noble Park Lions. There's free sport clinics down there. We've got a special visit for the Melbourne Vixens are coming along for the day to host a netball clinic. There's badminton, soccer and basketball clinics down there as well. You then move along to Dandenong Park from about 11 o'clock, where we've got 2 stages and a big festival-style entertainment. So we've got a massive hip-hop choir, bananas in pyjamas for the kids, there's free circus workshops, art, craft, everything you can imagine to do. It's a big picnic style, so come on down, bring a rug, bring a picnic and sit down and watch the entertainment. That goes till 3. If you go to the City of Greater Dandenong website, all information is on there. If you go straight to the opening page, there's an Australia Day banner. Click on that and it'll give you everything that is happening in the city.
Saturday, January 28 is the date to set aside for Greater Dandenong's annual race day at Sandown.
City of Greater Dandenong Race Day this year. We're looking forward to it. It's a day for the whole family. It is a community race day. It's organised by the Chamber of Commerce to promote businesses in the City of Greater Dandenong. Quite importantly for family and friends, it's going to be free admission to all residents and ratepayers of the City of Greater Dandenong.
And also on the 28th, Chinese New Year will be celebrated at Dandenong Market. Check out their website for full details. Yes, it's all happening in Greater Dandenong. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for watching and we hope you'll join us again next week. Till then, bye for now.